The Geonosian arena erupts in chaos. Blaster fire screams overhead as Jedi leap into battle, their lightsabers painting arcs of blue and green against the dusty air. But here, in the center of the mayhem, something different catches the eye. A purple blade wielded not by Master Windu alone, but by a young man at his side. Anakin Skywalker moves like controlled lightning, his amethyst saber humming with deadly precision. 10 years of training under Mace Windu have transformed the boy from Tatooine into something the galaxy has never seen. A Jedi who doesn't suppress his emotions, but channels them through the dangerous art of Vaapad. 7 years learning emotional philosophy, 3 years mastering the combat applications. Count Dooku watches from his platform, his eyes narrowing. This isn't the reckless apprentice intelligence reports described. This is something far more dangerous. A Padawan who fights with passion but strikes with precision. Master, Dooku's preparing to flee. Then we end this together, my apprentice. The two warriors move in perfect synchronization, their matching sabers creating a violet storm. Where other Jedi struggle against the overwhelming odds, Master and apprentice flow through combat like water through stone. Controlled, purposeful, channeling their inner darkness into focused light. The Republic would remember this day not just as the beginning of the Clone Wars, but as the moment a new kind of Jedi emerged, one who embraced the full spectrum of the Force. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you're enjoying this content so far, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch these videos without subscribing. Imagine what we could accomplish if everyone subscribed. We thank you all for your continued support. The Naboo celebration 10 long years ago fades into memory as young Anakin stands before the Jedi Council. Qui-Gon's funeral pyre still smolders in their minds. The boy's future hangs in the balance. I will train the boy. Even Master Yoda's eyes widen slightly. But Master Windu, I gave Qui-Gon my word. And you're not ready. You've just lost your master. Would you burden yourself with training the Chosen One while grieving? The logic cuts deep, but rings true. Obi-Wan bows his head, understanding the wisdom even through his disappointment. Dangerous this path may be. Vaapad few can master without failing. Teaching it to one so young. I won't teach him the full form until he's ready, but the philosophy behind it, emotional channeling rather than suppression, that must begin now, while his mind is still adaptable. The boy's emotions run deep, deeper than any youngling we've seen. Traditional training will only teach him to hide what he feels. A modified approach, you propose? Precisely, age-appropriate lessons in acknowledging feelings, meditation techniques that incorporate rather than eliminate emotion. By the time he's ready for combat training, the foundation will be unshakable. Young Anakin looks up at the imposing Jedi Master. There's something in Windu's eyes, an understanding that the other Masters lack. This man knows darkness, has touched it, and emerged stronger. Will you teach me to not be afraid? No, I'll teach you that fear, anger, even love, they're not enemies to defeat. They're forces to understand and direct. The dark side feeds on suppression and secrets. We'll give it neither. The Council exchanges uncertain looks, but Yoda finally nods. Your apprentice, young Skywalker, will be. 5 years pass. In the depths of the Jedi Temple, a teenage Anakin sits surrounded by lightsaber components. His hands move with practiced precision, but his mind races with Windu's teachings. A Jedi's weapon reflects their soul. What color calls to you? Neither feels complete, Master. The blue feels too cold, too detached. But the red, it whispers of things I don't want. Then perhaps you need both. But know this, creating a balanced crystal is infinitely harder than choosing one path. Many who attempt it create unstable blades that explode upon ignition. The process has taken some Jedi Masters decades to achieve. The lesson that follows pushes Anakin to his limits. For 3 days and nights, he doesn't leave the meditation chamber. Windu guides him through the most challenging mental exercise of his training, holding opposing forces in perfect tension, love and detachment, passion and peace, light and dark. I can't! The crystals flicker between colors, unstable, threatening to shatter. Then you're not ready. We can wait. No! He thinks of his mother's strength, of the control she showed even in slavery. He channels not just his emotions, but his understanding of them. The crystals begin to resonate, their songs merging slowly, painfully. On the third dawn, purple light finally erupts from Anakin's palms. Stable, pure, balanced. By the Force! You've done in days what took me years. Your blade shows balance, passion guided by wisdom, emotion tempered by control. But remember, maintaining that balance is a daily choice. Later, in the training halls, other Padawans stop to stare as Anakin ignites his new weapon. The purple blade hums with barely contained power, neither fully light nor dark, but something uniquely his own. Show off. Ben, want to test it out? Their sparring match draws a crowd. Where Obi-Wan flows like water, Anakin strikes like controlled lightning. The purple blade creates patterns impossible with traditional forms, channeling aggression into precision. Impressive. Though I still say blue suits a Jedi better. Master Windu says the color doesn't make the Jedi makes the color. 6 months into the Clone Wars, the siege of Anaxis tests Republican forces. In his command tent, Anakin Skywalker does something unthinkable for most Jedi. He writes to his mother. "Dear Mom," his stylus moves across the datapad. "The war continues, but Master Windu says I'm handling it better than most. He lets me write to you because he says acknowledging love is healthier than denying it exists." Through a network of traders and moisture farmers that Cliegg Lars helps establish, these messages find their way to Tatooine every few months. Sometimes Shmi even sends responses back, simple notes about daily life that mean everything to a son far from home. This simple freedom, granted by Windu's unconventional wisdom, prevents the isolation that could have consumed him. An explosion rocks the tent. "General, the Separatists are pushing hard on the eastern flank." "Then let's push back harder." The battlefield becomes a canvas for Vaapad's deadly art. Anakin channels his desire to protect the clones, his frustration at the war's senselessness, into focused determination. Each strike of his purple blade is calculated, each force push measured. "Sir, that Vaapad form of yours, it's unlike anything in the training manuals. Aggressive but controlled, passionate but precise. Master Windu calls it riding the storm. You don't fight your emotions or let them control you, you surf them." That evening, Padme's hologram flickers to life in his quarters. Another freedom. Windu knows about their relationship. Not officially sanctioned, but not hidden either. "You look tired. War is exhausting, but Master Windu taught me meditation techniques that help. How's the Senate?" "Palpatine's pushing for more emergency powers. Something feels wrong about it all." "Trust your instincts. Master Windu says the Force speaks through intuition. If something feels wrong, it probably is." Their conversation flows naturally, open, honest communication between partners who trust each other completely. Love acknowledged, but not obsessed over. Balance in all things. Anakin's prophetic dreams still come, but under Windu's tutelage, he's learned to interpret them differently. When visions of Shmi's suffering flood his meditation, he doesn't hide them. He goes straight to his master. "She's in pain. I need to go to her." Windu studies his apprentice. In another timeline, this moment leads to massacre, but here, things unfold differently. "Then go. But remember, vengeance is the dark side's trap. Justice and mercy, those are the Jedi way." "You're not going to stop me?" "Attachment isn't the enemy, Anakin. Possessive attachment is. Go to your mother. Face whatever awaits with the strength I've taught you." On Tatooine, Anakin arrives at the Tusken camp with Padme at his side. The scene that greets them is horrific. Shmi, broken and dying. But as rage builds in Anakin's chest, Windu's teachings take hold. Years of practicing emotional channeling, of understanding the difference between feeling and being controlled by feeling, guide his actions. The purple saber ignites, but not for slaughter. Anakin cuts his mother free, holds her as she dies, lets himself grieve. When the Tuskens attack, he defends himself with measured precision, disabling rather than killing when possible. Those who flee, he lets go. The rage is there, acknowledged, but not acted upon. "I wanted to kill them all. I could feel it calling to me. Every lesson Master Windu taught seemed so far away. But you didn't. That's all that matters. Master Windu says the dark side is loudest when we're in pain, but volume doesn't mean we have to listen. I'll carry this hurt forever, but I won't let it carry me." At the Lars homestead, Cliegg and Owen witness something remarkable. A Jedi who grieves openly, who acknowledges loss without being consumed by it. The purple blade has become more than a weapon. It's a symbol of a new kind of Jedi. "Sky Guy, your Padawan's being reckless again." Ahsoka Tano's voice crackles through the comlink as explosions bloom across Christophsis. But this Ahsoka fights alongside a different Anakin, one who responds not with hypocritical scolding, but with understanding laughter. "Reckless? You're channeling your aggression into breakthrough tactics. Master Windu would approve. Just remember, control the emotion, don't let it control me. You've only told me 1,000 times, Master." Their relationship blooms differently here. Anakin teaches Ahsoka not just combat, but emotional honesty. When she's frustrated, they spar. When she's afraid, they meditate together. When she questions the Council's decisions, Anakin doesn't deflect. He validates her concerns while teaching patience. "Your master is unusual. Most Padawans don't learn Vaapad variations. Most Padawans don't have Anakin Skywalker as a master. He says the Council's way works for most, but not for everyone." This breeds a different kind of loyalty. When the temple bombing occurs and evidence points to Ahsoka, Anakin doesn't just rage. He investigates methodically, using skills Windu taught him. More importantly, he teaches Ahsoka to channel her own fear and anger into finding the truth. Feel the force around Barriss as she speaks. Deception creates ripples. Your emotions, properly channeled, can sense them. Together, they corner Barriss Ophi before she can fully frame Ahsoka. The confrontation is brief. Barriss, faced with a master and apprentice who understand darkness without being consumed by it, confesses. Her own inability to process the war's horrors become clear against their emotional balance. "You believed me." Always. Master Windu taught me that trust, real trust, means standing by someone even when the evidence suggests otherwise. The Force was telling me you were innocent. I had to listen. The Council, impressed by Anakin's investigation and emotional control, begins to see him differently. Not as a wild card to be contained, but as a reformer who might bridge the gap between traditional Jedi stoicism and the emotional reality of those they serve. Perhaps right you were. Different teaching, young Anakin Skywalker needed. Ah, Anakin, I hear congratulations are in order. The Council finally granted you a seat. Thanks for your recommendation, Chancellor. Though Windu's warnings echo in his mind, political power corrupts. Watch those who seek it most carefully. I recommended you because the Republic needs Jedi who understand that emotions aren't weaknesses. Your unique perspective could bridge the gap between the Order and the people they serve. Though tell me, do they appreciate your unique talents? Your mastery of Vaapad must make some of them uncomfortable. Anakin recognizes the probing nature of the question immediately. Years of emotional training under Windu have given him insight into manipulation. The Chancellor seeks weakness, vulnerability, something to exploit. Master Windu says discomfort often signals growth. The Council's been more receptive to alternative perspectives lately. Palpatine's eyes narrow minutely. His plan required an isolated Anakin on the Council, growing resentful. Instead, he created a bridge between himself and the Jedi, a miscalculation, but perhaps salvageable. And what of your personal life? It must be difficult maintaining connections while serving the Order. The Order's teachings are evolving. Attachment without possession, love without fear. It's a balance, but achievable. Each conversation follows this pattern. Palpatine pushes, Anakin deflects. The Sith Lord grows increasingly frustrated. His chosen one displays none of the desperation or need for approval he'd counted on. Worse, Anakin's purple blade represents something Palpatine didn't anticipate. Someone who touches darkness without being consumed by it. I worry about this war. So much death. Surely you must feel anger toward the Separatists. Anger, yes, but Master Windu taught me anger's like fire. Useful when controlled, destructive when it controls you. I save my passion for protecting people, not destroying enemies. Later, reporting to Windu, Anakin voices his concerns. He's fishing for something. Every conversation feels like a test I didn't know I was taking. Trust those instincts. The dark side often hides behind pleasant faces. Continue your observations, but be careful. If Palpatine is what we suspect, I'll be ready, whatever comes. The dreams come in the depths of meditation. Padme, writhing in agony. Medical droids hovering helplessly. Death creeping in like shadow. Anakin wakes with practiced response, immediately entering deeper meditation, analyzing the vision with techniques Windu taught him. Pregnant. Then, without hesitation, he seeks his master. She dies in childbirth, but the vision keeps shifting, like it's not set in stone. Visions show possible futures, not certainties. The dark side loves to weaponize our fears. Tell me, in these visions, what choices do you make? I can't see. It's clouded, desperate. I feel myself reaching for something I shouldn't. Then we ensure you never reach that point. Bring Senator Amidala here. If she's truly pregnant, the Council needs to know. But no more secrets, Anakin. Secrets are where the dark side festers. Whatever comes, we face it together. The meeting that follows rewrites destiny. Padme, though shocked at the suggestion, agrees to meet with Windu and select council members first. The private revelation creates tension, but Windu advocates fiercely. For years, we've watched our numbers dwindle. We forbid attachment, yet wonder why so few choose our path. Skywalker has shown that love need not lead to darkness. Only the fear of loss does. Dangerous precedent this sets. More dangerous to drive our strongest Jedi away in his hour of need. The Sith want us isolated, inflexible. This is our chance to prove we can adapt. After hours of debate, a compromise emerges. Anakin will remain a Jedi under special circumstances. Padme will receive temple protection and medical care. Their marriage, while not publicly announced, will be acknowledged by the Council. This isn't what I expected from the Order. Change comes slowly, but your husband has been catalyst for much needed reform. His purple blade reminds us daily that balance, not extremes, should guide us. The visions? Already fading. With proper care and force healing assistance, the Senator's pregnancy shows no complications. Fear loses its power when faced directly. The future, once dark and desperate, brightens with each choice made in trust rather than secrecy. Everything accelerates when Palpatine makes his move, but instead of finding a desperate, isolated Anakin ready to betray everything for Padme's life, he faces a coordinated response. You're the Sith Lord. My boy, you could have been magnificent. I could have saved your wife, given you power beyond imagination. My wife is under Jedi protection. Medical droids and force healers attend her. Your promises are smoke. The Jedi have deceived you. They fear your power, seek to control you. No, Master Windu taught me to channel my power, not suppress it. You're the one who deals in fear and control. Then you will die with your order. But Anakin doesn't face him alone. His signal already sent, Windu and Kit Fisto burst through the door. This time, the battle unfolds differently. With Anakin fighting alongside them from the start, the Jedi maintain coordination. When Sidious tries to isolate Kit Fisto with a lightning barrage, Anakin intercepts, his purple blade absorbing the assault while Windu strikes from another angle. Now I understand, the purple blade. It channels darkside energy better than pure lightsabers. Master and apprentice cross their purple sabers, creating a unified defense. Kit Fisto, protected by their barrier, strikes at Sidious's flank. The combined mastery of Vaapad, two practitioners channeling and redirecting the darkside's fury while a third attacks, proves too much even for a Sith Lord. Impossible! You forgot something. The prophecy speaks of balance, not light defeating dark, but balance between them. Your reign of shadows ends not in death, but in justice. Sidious, drained and defeated, is bound in force-suppressing restraints. Alive to face trial, his empire of lies begins to crumble. The arrest of Chancellor Palpatine sends shockwaves through the galaxy. With Sidious captured alive, weakened but not killed, the truth unravels like a spool of thread. Under Jedi interrogation techniques that balance mental probing with ethical restraint, critical intelligence emerges. Order 66, behavioral modification chips in every clone trooper. The Kaminoans' aggressive inhibitor chips, we were told they prevented clones from turning on each other. Instead, they ensure they turn on us. But now we know. The massive undertaking begins immediately. Medical teams work around the clock, removing chips from millions of clones. Rex is among the first volunteers, trusting his general completely. The procedure, though complex, saves the entire Grand Army from becoming unwitting executioners. Meanwhile, in the medical wing of the Jedi Temple, Padme gives birth not in fear and darkness, but surrounded by support. Anakin holds her hand while Jedi healers ensure her safety. The vision of death, robbed of its desperate context, fades into nothing. Twins, Luke and Leia, born into a galaxy at peace, or at least the beginning of peace. The weeks that follow bring monumental change. The Separatist Parliament, learning their leader Count Dooku was also Sidious's puppet, agrees to peace talks. The war that claimed so many lives ends not with victory, but with understanding. Both sides were manipulated by the same dark hand. You did it. You brought balance. We all did. Master Windu showed me the path, but the Order had to be willing to change. Even Master Yoda admits the old ways nearly destroyed us. In the council chambers, a new discussion unfolds. Grandmaster, step down I will, Yoda announces. 900 years of tradition, perhaps too heavy a weight for changing times. Grandmaster, step down I will. Then who? All eyes turn to Windu, stoic as ever. The Order needs leadership that understands both tradition and necessary change. If the Council wishes it, I will serve. Your approach saved us all. Training young Skywalker to channel rather than suppress his nature prevented our destruction. The vote is unanimous. Mace Windu becomes Grandmaster of a reformed order, one that will embrace emotion without being ruled by it, maintain discipline without rigidity, and teach balance as the highest virtue. 5 years pass. The galaxy heals from its orchestrated war. In the reborn Jedi Temple, Master Anakin Skywalker, youngest ever appointed to the Council, teaches a new generation. His purple blade has become a symbol not of the old prophecy, but of a new philosophy. The Force isn't divided into light and dark. Those are labels we created. The Force simply is. What matters is how we channel it. But Dad, what about the Sith? The Sith took darkness and made it selfish. They used emotion for domination. We use emotion for service. That's the difference. Is that why your lightsaber is purple? Because you're both? Because I'm balanced. Just like all of you will learn to be. The Reformed Order flourishes under new guidelines established by Grandmaster Windu. Marriage is permitted by Council guidance. Jedi may maintain family connections. Emotions are explored in supervised training rather than suppressed. The temple, once austere and isolated, now hosts family visiting days and cultural exchanges. Mace Windu, as Grandmaster, has implemented sweeping reforms based on the lessons learned from Anakin's journey. Your former apprentice has become our greatest teacher, not through wisdom earned by age, but through demonstrating what's possible when we trust rather than fear. Master Skywalker's approach resonates with the younger generation. They see in him proof that one can be both Jedi and human. In the Senate, Padme works alongside Bail Organa and Mon Mothma to strengthen democratic institutions. The Republic's near fall into dictatorship becomes a cautionary tale, spurring new checks and balances. Educational reforms ensure citizens understand their rights and responsibilities. Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if things had been different. The Force shows me glimpses sometimes, a galaxy in flames, our children hidden and separated. You can't finish. But that's not our story. Our story is better, because we chose to trust. Master Windu taught me that secrets breed darkness. Truth, even difficult truth, leads to light. The ceremony marking the 10th anniversary of Palpatine's defeat fills the Grand Temple. Beings from across the galaxy gather to celebrate not just peace, but transformation. Grandmaster Mace Windu stands at the podium, while Master Anakin Skywalker stands among the council members, his purple blade at his side. We gather not to celebrate victory over darkness, but to acknowledge that darkness and light both serve purposes. The Sith taught us what happens when darkness consumes. The Old Order showed us the dangers of denying emotion entirely. Today, we forge ahead with balance. As Windu speaks, he gestures to Anakin. 10 years ago, I took a great risk in training young Skywalker differently. That decision saved us all. His purple blade became a symbol, proof that emotion need not lead to darkness when properly channeled. Anakin steps forward at Windu's invitation, addressing the assembly. The prophecy spoke of bringing balance to the Force, but balance isn't a destination, it's a daily choice, between passion and peace, between action and patience, between love and duty. In the crowd, familiar faces beam with pride. Ahsoka, now a master herself, teaches Vaapad variations to advanced students. Obi-Wan serves as the Order's diplomatic liaison. Even Yoda, ancient but enduring, nods approval from his hover chair. Luke and Leia, now 10 years old, stand with their fellow initiates. Their training will be unlike any generation before, grounded in emotional honesty, strengthened by family bonds, guided by hard-won wisdom. As the ceremony concludes, 1,000 lightsabers ignite in salute, blue, green, yellow, and scattered throughout, purple blades wielded by those who've learned to walk the balanced path. The temple glows with their combined light, a beacon visible across Coruscant. Later, in private quarters, Anakin set aside his formal robes. Padme helps him with the clasps, their movements comfortable with years of practice. No regrets? None. Master Windu gave me something the Old Order couldn't. Permission to be whole, human, flawed but growing. And now he leads an order that embraces those same principles. Your journey changed everything. Outside their window, the galaxy spins on, imperfect but healing. The Empire never rose, the Jedi never fell. Balance, true balance, holds sway. And somewhere in the Force itself, purple light dances between extremes, showing the way forward, not through denial or indulgence, but through understanding, acceptance, and the courage to feel everything while being controlled by nothing. If you enjoyed this journey into an alternate Star Wars timeline, be sure to hit that subscribe button and join us for more what-if adventures in a galaxy far, far away. Because in the infinite possibilities of the Force, every choice creates a new story worth telling.